What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for another one. As guys, it has actually happened. The Miami Dolphins, they did it. We knew they were going to. You should not be shocked right now. If you are shocked, I don't know what to tell you. They were not going to give up what they gave up and not extend Bradley Chubb. They have done so. They did it earlier today. I had a hectic day. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but I said, yo, let's get this out there. I appreciate all of you already showing up. Hopefully I can, it's not going to be the usual hour and so show, but hopefully I can help you on your drive home if you're on your drive home or whatever the case may be. Listen, first of all, I want to shout out the homie Chef Jew. Chef Jew, that boy is getting married Chef Jew, correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't you getting married pretty soon, right? I think you're getting married at a Dolphins game, aren't you, Chef Jew? I know you're in the chat right now, but I want to send my congratulations to Chef Jew on that coming up. I believe he's going to be getting married at East 32 as well. So, shout out to the homie Chef Jew. Getting it done, locked down, attaboy. Put a ring on it. So, hey, man. Appreciate you, Chef Jew. Always been around, always supported for quite some time. Man, since me and EM started this channel back in the day. So, I want to shout you out, brother. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy it while it's fresh, all right? Enjoy the honeymoon stage, my friend. Oh, boy. Taken from a man who's been married for over, 7 years now. Enjoy the early stages, my friend. Enjoy. Make the most of them, my guy. All right, and hopefully we can add a Super Bowl ring so you can get 2 rings this year, not just a wedding band, my guy. So once again, congratulations to the homie Chef Jew. Let's pivot back though. It's at the Browns game. Yeah, man. So enjoy, bro. Enjoy. You're gonna get to see the Dolphins win and you're gonna get married. Attaboy. With the extension. Now, I know we're all waiting for the exact structure to come out. But it actually works out. We'll bring it up here for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. His contract extension, according to Tom Pelissero, works out to be a 5-year extension with the Dolphins and can be worth up to $111.25 million with incentives. And I know there's a $250,000 a year Pro Bowl incentive as well. He's due another $17.74 million in salary this season from his rookie contract, bringing the full package to just under $119 million through 2027. So that's why you're seeing people say, oh, we got $120 million, because they're counting the almost $8 million that he was already on the books for this year. Remember that we restructured Jerome Baker, saved $2.5 million by restructuring Jerome Baker to make this fit. So look at it as $111.25 million, but it always comes down to what the guarantees are. All right? And we're going to break it down a little bit more here for you, but the guarantee is $63 million. So you got to look at it as a 5-year, $63 million contract with incentives he can build upon on it. I mean, let's do the math. Guys, they're giving him $63.2 million guaranteed in the 5 years, but if you think about it, through incentives, that's how he's going to make up the extra $48 million here. This is not just going to be handed to him. So you got to look at it from a guarantee standpoint. Remember, the contract, let's go back to the wording here. The wording is very key. Read the wording. Can be worth up to $111.25 million. So this ain't $11.25 million off the rip. I want everyone to know this. And we're going to break down the contract a little bit more so people understand here. But just when you see that big $100+ million and everyone starts freaking out, right? I'm telling you, don't freak out. And I know people were, they're on Twitter today and they're worried, how's this going to affect Wilkins' extension? How's this going to affect Waddle? Well, They're going to take care of their in-house guys. Do not be worried. There's multiple factors here, okay? Cap is going to go up. We already all know that. The cap is going to be going up dramatically over the next couple of years. On top of that, do you really think we're going to pay Gesicki? Byron's going to be off the books in a couple of years. X is going to be into his early 30s. He's going to be probably off the books in 2 or 3 years. There's going to be guys that are taking a big chunk of money right now. Ogbah will not be here. I'll tell you that right now at the money he's making. Unless Ogbah restructures, he's going to have to play out of his mind to stay around. But what I'm saying is, this is why now we've traded the first round picks recently. But this is why hitting in the second, third, fourth, fifth round matters so much, because you want to replace that high-end paid talent with high-end young talent at a rookie price. This is why drafting matters so much. This is why being effective in UDFAs so much. Because the fact of the matter is here, in a couple years, and we got a 3-year window. I've been saying this since we signed Tyreek. In 3 years, Tyreek cap hit goes up to $50 million. Unless he restructures, he ain't going to be on the team because he could be like 32 at the time as well. So we are in a 3-year window to win now. They're not, like, people worrying about if Waddle, you really think they're going to let Waddle walk? First of all, they got Waddle to like 2026. A lot can happen until 2026. Waddle will be a Dolphin. Waddle will get his first major contract in Miami. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Wilkins will get re-signed. Now, are there going to be hard choices, and are we going to have as this stacked of a roster in a couple years? No, there's going to be hard choices along the way that we're going to have to cut tie with. But there ain't going to be no Waddle getting cut. I'm going to tell you that right now. So everyone panicking, listen, Bradley Chubb's contract in a year or two isn't even gonna. You're not even gonna flinch because of with everything going up. And like I did say in terms of Tua's extension that Fox and Around's bringing up right now. Listen, I think it's gonna be team friendly. If we, especially if we start winning some playoff games here. Tua's the type that, he's going to want to take care of himself, but he's going to want to make sure that, the boys stick around. So I'm not really overly worried. I'm not stressing. I think everything is going to take care of itself. I really, truly, honestly believe that. So, and, I mean, Rome Gray makes a good point if you think about it. Now, of course, Chris Greer, sure, he's never emptied the draft picks, has never said F them picks. He's been smart, and he's always had UDFA, cash Greer specials every year. And what he means by empty the pick is he never goes and trades every pick. Like we're going to have, and let's be honest here too. A good scouting department will tell you this is a weak draft outside of the top 10 right now. This is not a strong draft. I was talking with Neil with it. I mean, think about this, guys. Think about this. We're expecting that pick to be somewhere in around 25. All right? And this is why I call, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 glorified second-round picks. You are never going to have 32 first-round grades as an evaluator. That's just not going to happen. Last year, I believe me and Neil we were sitting between, each of us had about like 22, 23 first-round grades. This year looks like it's being even worse. I haven't sat down and given my first-round grades yet, but when I was talking to Neil, I think Neil's at like 19. So, I mean, You want to make the moves with the first round pick in weak draft classes because you can get something better. In strong draft classes, you want to play it out. And you got to give the props to Chris Greer. You know, look at the Tyreek trade. Look at on draft night, people were paying a higher premium for guys like A.J. Brown and, quite frankly, far lesser talented receivers than Tyreek Hill. Fleeced. You're looking right now, Bradley Chubb. We ain't going to get a better player than Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb would be a top 10 pick in this draft, probably top 5. Him and Will Anderson would be the 2 top edge rushers in this draft coming out. Now, I know people also cringe at the fact that the whole Parcells saying is never pay for a player twice. Never trade a lot of capital and then you have to turn around and pay the player. But it worked for Tyreek. It was a very smart. We gave Tyreek quarterback money as well. And look at how that's working out. I think this Bradley Chubb deal is a fantastic deal. I think he's a fantastic player. Now, actually, I should take a step back. At the time, I think it's a fantastic deal. I got to see the breakdown. I got to see the structure because Brandon Shore and Chris Greer have been absolutely masterful at structuring contracts and putting outs in place. So, I got to wait. And, I got to wait to see the actual structure, but I'm going to assume that it's going to be good. Because these guys aren't jabronis when it comes to structuring. And, people forget. Guys, this is a talented player. This is the reason why they let Von Miller walk is Bradley Chubb. The thing is, behind Bradley Chubb, they got more good edge players coming up. So, and I'm hearing whispers that next year it's a low cap hit. So we'll see how it comes out. But that's what I'm hearing right now. It's not a massive cap hit right now. So, and then before we get into further the breakdown, let's see. I want to show you guys what Ian Rapoport had to say. This is what Ian Rapoport said about the Chubb extension today. All right.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a 5-year, $110 million extension based on new money. Still has a pretty hefty salary for this year as well. So you tack it all on, and it adds up to almost $119 million on the 6-year overall contract for Bradley Chubb. As far as these specifics, $63 million in injury guarantees. $53 million becomes full, I believe, next offseason. So about $33 million fully guaranteed at signing. A really nice sum for Bradley Chubb. He has, in all, a maximum value of $111 million when you include incentives. And I think the most important thing for the Miami Dolphins is he's there, he's paid, and he's ready to play for them. That's probably something that, he was always going to get paid wherever he went, but him on the field is the most important thing for the Dolphins.
Yep. I'm just saying, you see the only people that are bitching about it are like Bills fans, and that's because they didn't get him. That's because they're worried. Because he's I'm telling you, I'm waiting for the structure to come out because I think we're going to be praising these guys again for how they structured this deal. Guys, they just paid Ogbah, and look at Ogbah's outs. Look at Ogbah's outs if you want to move off of him right now. Right? I mean, the way they've structured that is absolutely fantastic. Right? I mean, and just to show you exactly what I mean, when you go over here, all right, and we go to, turn off the cut. If we trade Ogbah, and this is after you just signed him. If you trade him, we save $11.35 million. Sure, you got $6 million dead cap, but you save a lot more. If you designate him as a post-June 1st trade, we can save $15.35 million, and the dead cap is only $2 million. They've even structured Ogbah here, where they it was basically, hey, you got to respect how they structured it, because it was like, I know we see this in all different sports. Players get paid and then they don't perform up, they perform out of lights out in the contract year and the year before, but then when they get paid, all of a sudden they back off and production dips. These guys set themselves up where, hey man, you better perform, because if you ain't performing, we got outs. And you can restructure him as well. Because if you were to restructure, look at what happens if you were to restructure Ogbah. I'm going to show you this, guys, too. If you were to restructure Ogbah, look at, you save $9.28 million next year. And then you can restructure him again and save another $6.95 the year after. So you can save almost $10 million just by restructuring him next year off the cap. They've made him a trade or restructure candidate. And restructure is fine. You know why? Because you just get all that money. I know it's a big bad word, restructure. But hey, it makes sense, and they've set him up. So just real smart. And I know someone was just asking in the comments, when did Baker restructure? Well, here you go. Field Yates had reported yesterday that to make room for their multiple trade deadline additions, the Dolphins needed to create cap space. They did so by restructuring the contract of Jerome Baker, reducing his cap hit by about $2.5 million. So they restructured Baker yesterday to make everything work. Shout out to Jerome Baker for being an absolute team player. Got to give him love for that. And then let's get into a little bit of the breakdown courtesy of Spot Track here. And this is what Spot Track is saying. Right now, the base value is 5 years, $110 million. The max value is 5 years, $111.25 million. And the practical guarantees are $63.2 million. At $22 million per year, Chubb becomes the sixth highest average paid edge defender in the game. We didn't even give him top 5 money. And when this cap goes up, it's projected to go up over $25 million over the next 2 years. When that cap goes up, it's going to look even more genius. And when you look at the actual rankings of who's ahead of him, TJ Watt's number 1 right now. Joey Bosa's 2. Myles Garrett's 3. Crosby's 4. Khalil Mack's 5. Gentlemen and girls, there are still a bunch of people that need to be extended right now. And that's going to push Bradley Chubb all the way down. You know what I mean? So it's going to look even better. Never mind the cap going up and making it look better. But, I mean, there is going to be, there's going to be some people that are due money coming up real soon. Real soon. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, look at, there's guys here that, I'm just trying to, I had the list of names here of guys who are doing extension. Just let me bring it up for you guys here in a sec. Let me just bring it up. There's a lot of guys that are due extensions here. Let me get, I believe, Nick Bosa is going to reset the market. I know that. He's due. He's due an extension. He's doing extension, so he's going to reset the market. I'm just trying to see here. There is... Let me see here. There's a couple of guys. That's why I don't have I had the tweet in front of me, but I guess I deleted it. Marcus Davenport's going to be due money. Ngaku's going to be due money, but they're not going to reset the market, right? Nick Bosa's going to reset the market. That's for sure. He's gonna reset the market for sure. I mean, Josh Allen from the Jags is gonna reset the market when he signs. You know what I mean? So, you got Nick Bosa's gonna reset it. Josh Allen's gonna reset it. There's guys coming up that are gonna be due money and they're gonna reset and they're gonna bump Chubb even further down. So, this, I'm telling you, in a year, 2, this contract is going to look, it's going to be, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. As long as he stays healthy, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah, because, next year you got Cameron Jordan's due, Montez Sweat, Nick Bosa, Frank Clark, Danielle Hunter. This year, Marcus Davenport's due. There's, guys are going to reset this market. And it's going to make us look like geniuses with this. So I'm not stressing out. I'm not stressing out at all in the slightest. I'm excited to see what this kid's going to add. You don't want to know why I'm excited? Let me show you an example of why I'm excited. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at, there's Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. Look at that. Bonding already. And Chubb's going to rub off. Well, it sounds dirty saying it. Chubb's going to rub off on Phillips. You know what I'm saying? Chubb's going to rub off on Phillips. So, this is a guy with one of the best pass rush repertoires and sets in the NFL. And he's going to help Jalen Phillips become the finisher and get home like we've been wanting him to. Remember, Jalen Phillips has more pressures than him right now. 32 for Jalen Phillips, 26 for Bradley Chubb, but Bradley Chubb getting home more. So, I'm just saying. Now, it's gonna be interesting to see. Again, I need to see the full structure of this contract. I need to see, because this thing could be 5 years, but when we see the contract, we could say, oh, this is actually a 3-year contract, right? It's all going to be about the structure, how Brandon Shore and how Chris Greer structured it, and they've done a masterful job up until this point, so I do not expect any less. So, and Bari says, remember when Bradley Chubb put Austin Jackson in a blender into his rookie year? Brother, go back after this show, search Phinside the NFL Broncos Dolphins preview. In the first 10, 15 minutes of that show, and I brought the question up on screen, so you can even probably look at that when you're like skimming. Someone asked me, and I believe it is Salvador or something, and he asked me, he's like, what's your biggest worry this game? And I said, Bradley Chubb versus Austin Jackson. And oh my God, did Bradley Chubb ever own Austin Jackson that night. It was ridiculous. Chad says, reason is just me, or do you never see Phillips use different pass? He's very one-dimensional when it comes to, the pass rush, his move set. He needs to expand it. If you go back to actually what I said to him about him coming out, and if you go back to my edge big board and then my prospect preview on him, I said, he just needs to refine. He had a pretty good pass rush skill set coming out, but he needed to continue to refine and work on it. So he will. His hands need to become more violent, I think. That's the big thing. Once the hands become more violent, you're going to have a real problem on your hands, NFL. I really believe that. So, Bradley Chubb, he's going to be drawing a lot of double teams, and that's going to leave a lot of opportunity for guys like Seiler, Wilkins, AVG, Ogbah when they use him, and Phillips. And it allows them to kick Phillips inside, put his hands in the dirt. And he's been very successful this year when we've used him from rushing from the interior. So it allows them flexibility to do with that. Listen, I don't even like talking about what might happen with Ogbah next year. You know why? Because we're living in the now right now. And with the now, look at the pass rushers we have. And I agree with what Very Tired at Doing This says right there. You know, Chubb could be to this defense what Hill has been to this offense. You know, brother, we just need... If Byron Jones comes back, look out, world. That's all I'm going to say. And the reason why I think they haven't made a move on corner is they got to know Byron's coming back at some point this season. And I know they absolutely love Kadir Kahu. So, the humble giant CT, big fan, brother. Chubb is an amazing package for that defense. And also, do you think Chubb leaves the field? That is a very good question. I actually haven't looked at his snap counts in terms of, what he puts up on a weekly basis. Now, when you look at us and when you look at how we move with snap counts, right? Edge players... most of our snaps, you're going to get X out there 100% of the time. That's for sure. You know what I mean? But when it comes to actual edge rushers, and remember, make sure you guys always catch on Monday night when we recap and review the Dolphins game from the night before. We go over snap counts weekly so you people can see. But, Jalen Phillips, for an example... We had 60 defensive snaps last week. He had 49 snaps. Now, Jerome Baker was out there for 100% of the snaps. So AVG was out there for about 25 snaps, which is about 42% of the snaps. So Phillips was out there for about 82% of the snaps. So I don't think he'll be 100% right out the gate in terms of snap count, but I do think, he will be fairly high. Man, look at Rhino. Shout out to the homie Rhino. Shout out to the homie Rhino. He has gifted 5 Phinside the NFL memberships. Victor Freeze has taken one. Look at this. Shout out to the homie Rhino. Always helping out the community, man. Chris Gifford got one of those. This man, Rhino is just, and that's a blessing, man. That man that's my guy right there. Everyone show Rhino some love. He's always about bettering and the best and what's best for this community, man. I love that man. Robert Thompson, hey, shout out to Rhino. Bryce, give that shout out to Rhino, man. Shout out to you, Rhino. You're the best, brother. You are the best. And he also decided, you know what? I like the name Caramel Spartan. So he also gave one to Caramel Spartan. So shout out to Rhino. That's the man right there. You guys, there's new emojis in the chat. If you didn't know, we added new emojis this week. So go check the emojis. If you're a channel member right now, you get Patreon only insider access in terms of you get the updates on the community tab, but you also get to use those emojis that are in the chat right now. And we got a ton of new emojis for y'all to use. So there you go. Shout out to the homie Rhino, always helping out, always doing what he can for this community. He's a fantastic human being and an even better friend. So shout out to the homie Rhino for showing some love. Guys, I just wanted to keep everyone in the loop on everything going on with the Bradley Chubb signing. I wasn't able to go live earlier today. I wanted to get it done for y'all. I'm going to get out of here because, usually Thursdays we don't rock it, but I thought it was big enough news where we should talk about it. I felt I should give you guys as much info as there is right now on it. So, take it in. We knew we were going to lock him up. We weren't going to give up all of that to not lock this guy up. So, beautiful. I'm going to be back tomorrow night around 8 o'clock. We'll be previewing this game between the Bears and the Dolphins, and then I will be live before the game and during the game on Sunday to live react to the Bears and the Dolphins. So tomorrow night, be on the lookout me for around 8 o'clock, all right? So I appreciate each and every one of you. Man, the Dolphins gave us a Chubb and even extended the Chubb. Gotta love it, baby. Gotta love it. Shout out to, as Jerome Gray will say, Cash motherfucking Greer. And shout out to Brandon Shore, because I can't wait to see how you structure this contract, my guy. You work wizardry. So, ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. Subscribe on your way out. Guys, we are just over 200 away from 10,000, and I will be doing a giveaway, and we will have 3 different winners when we reach 10,000. So, smash the like button. Help me out with my friend Al, Algorithm. Get us in there so people can subscribe. Let's get to 10K so I can give away free stuff to all of y'all. I'm begging y'all to give you guys free stuff. Shout out to the humble Giant CT for joining the Pro Bowl level. Guys, love all of y'all. Fins up all day, every day. I will see all of y'all tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Have a fantastic Thursday night, everyone.